Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be playing as Egypt, and we are going to be uniting the Middle East into one massive Middle Eastern empire. Okay, so I start this off immediately. Yeah, okay. Anyways, I start this off immediately by raising about like 14,000 people off the bat, and since Egypt's population is fucking dense as hell, uh, I can do that. And then I just overrun both Israel and Palestine. It's not that hard. So basically, I unite them both, but now they're under Egypt. And then I also overrun Lebanon, all in one go, because I was just like, why not? Why waste time? And then I quickly assimilated all of this, all its territory, and then immediately invaded Jordan with the leftover troops. Uh, so I overran like one, two, three, four countries in one go. And then I started assimilating. So then I decided to wait, because I mean Syria was next because they're gonna. Okay, oh sorry. Syria was the next target in mind, right? So I raised another much more bigger army, or not bigger actually. I don't know. This one is a little bit smaller, and then I decided to go attack Cyprus because. Oh yeah, by the way, this map I'm going off of the Google. Like, I'm going off of the Wikipedia map of the definition of Middle East. Because, like, Middle East is kind of like, at some points, it's a little bit loosely defined. Like, some people consider, different countries in the Middle East. Some people don't. But I'm going off the Wikipedia thing. Because that's all I can really go off of. Anyways, since this region is now assimilated, I decided to, use its manpower and use it to invade Syria. And this invasion goes about as well as you'd expect. Very well. I even hold back for a second there to let the Syrians do just waste their troops. But yeah, it goes very well, and I'm able to conquer the entire country pretty quickly. With actually still a large chunk of my forces still remaining, so it's not even that bad. And so I contemplate whether to go attack Iraq or anywhere else. But then I check Iraq and I notice that I realize they're quite strong themselves. And I decided to go south, and so I take a little bit of money and like a loan, and then build a port, because I didn't want to I didn't want to disband my army, so I decided to go attack Yemen. I made sure to take the small island this time. If you guys remember last time from the I don't know if you guys have seen the spectator mode modern day, but I think you guys will remember when Egypt clutch survival on that island. Okay, good times. Anyways, I took over Yemen pretty quickly, and then I sent even more troops from all the way north to then proceed to aid in the invasion of Oman, right? And I waited a couple turns so that I could assimilate Yemen because I don't want any rebellions. And I think I decrease. Do I or do I not? I don't know. Like, a smart strategy is to actually decrease your tax rate, like to the bottom. Just remove it completely, because then people are way less likely to revolt. Anyways, I also I remember I forgot to assimilate Syria earlier, so I that's what I spent the next couple of minutes doing, which is just assimilating Syria and Yemen, because I wanted to make sure I'm doing this, doing it properly, and then I invade Oman, and then Oman decides to try naval invade my forces, so I leave some back. And then they naval invade with an even bigger force, so I send a bigger force to counter them. And they fall pretty fast. What more can I say? And I also send some forces up north to just take over their last remaining spot, right? And then annex the entire country. So, I'm going, and if you guys don't notice, I'm creating a wrap around Saudi Arabia. So that'll be useful later on. Anyways, I get to assimilating the rest of the provinces, and it goes pretty well. And then also now I can recruit from. I also see and notice that now I can recruit from Yemen. So and then I decide that I look around me and realize my neighbors are pissed. Ethiopia is somehow good allies with Egypt, even though real life it's they got a bit of tension, if you know what I mean. But yeah, no, Sudan is pissed at me. So I try to, with both Libya and Sudan, I improve relations, because I want to avoid war with, I want to avoid unnecessary wars. So I leave that out. And so, yeah, that's what I did there. And then, but I had it in mind that if in case that war started, I'd probably use Ethiopia to fight Sudan instead. I don't want to fight Sudan because they're not a part of the territories I need. And so yeah, I conquered the Persian Gulf, like the Gulf states. I even head to Kuwait. Kuwait was not spared, right? Qatar, Bahrain, oh yeah, okay. I take them all. Kuwait falls pretty fast, and now I've got Iraq on two sides as well. So I think about what I'm gonna do here, and I know. Oh yeah, and by the way, I made a mistake while I was making the Formable Nation in the editor. Oh shit. Oh sorry. While I was making the nation in the Formable editor. Oh yeah, and also Argentina declared war on me, so I got Brazil to declare war on them. Actually no, I got the rest of South America to declare war on them, like near all their neighbors, because I didn't want to deal with this. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I made a slight mistake when I was doing the Formable Nation in that I made it so I took like a piece of I had to take a piece of Azerbaijan too, which it's an unnecessary conquest, but yeah, so that happened. So yeah, that's that. I'm just saying this. I'm just saying this right now. So yeah, and then a whole bunch of random nations declared war on me. I did not care, and so I invaded Iraq this time because I was like, yeah, why not? They're the next person I can like really attack. And also, I remembered that I had like troops in Kuwait. Like I'd forgotten about Kuwait for some reason, and I realized that Kuwait actually worked in my favor because it made Iraq divert forces to go to the south instead of protecting the much more important northern push. And so I ended up doing even more damage. But then Iraq still had decent forces in their south, so I had to hold back against their counterattacks before my eventual counterattack would, destroy them. Which it did. And then soon enough, we took back Kuwait from them. And then annexed Iraq. Yeah, there it is. And of course, can't forget the assimilation process. So we can't never leave that. Okay. Then seriously though, how much is 40 turns in this game? I wonder. Like, how many years is it? Because you gotta think, right? Like, is 40 turns really enough to assimilate people in real? Like, say this was done in real life. Like, would that be possible? Who knows, man. Anyways, Tanzania declared war on me. So again, I did the same thing I did with Argentina and just got all of their neighbors to declare war on them. Because again, I explained this. Look, I've stopped the practice of what do you call it? You guys, if you guys remember, if you guys have watched my older videos, I used to do that thing where I get the neighboring nation to attack the nation I'm attacking to distract them, right? I've tried to stop that, but again, I because it's just exploiting the game mechanics, right? So instead, I only do that in the case that those nations that are at war with me, are they're not a part of the territories I need. If they're not a part of the territories I need, I'll just get their neighbors to declare war on them because I don't want to spend time fighting them. Anyways, I prepare, I game save, and then I prepare and I invade Saudi Arabia. This one actually takes a while. Wait, I take some time with this because there's a lot of. I mean, listen. Here's the thing. It's really good for me because there's a lot of directions I'm attacking from, but I don't try to rush too much because I don't want to have my people spread too thin. And thing is, it's in my favor because as the invasion goes on, my forces get clumped and more clumped together, which is amazing because it's beneficial. And so as the more I close in, the more tighter it gets, you could say. And that worked perfectly. But then the Saudis decided to just naval invade. Again, the AI does this actually. I remember last time even when I was playing, I forgot which country I was doing, but invading Saudi Arabia, right? The Saudi AI did the same thing before, and it was weird. Same, it makes no sense, right? And then what ended up happening was they concentrated so much of their forces in the north, and it was they abandoned the south. Meanwhile, Sudan had declared war on me, and I mentioned this earlier, but I got no, never mind. Yeah, no, Sudan declared war on me. I made peace with them immediately though, and they made peace with me immediately. So did Serbia. Meanwhile, the invasion of Saudi Arabia continued, and they tried to actually break out and do that thing where they spread out, right? And meanwhile, the rest of their country was being surrounded and conquered pretty methodically, really. Yeah, and so we took out Saudi Arabia. But the game didn't allow me to annex all of it, and so to prevent border gore, I decided to what I did was I'd let go of all the 1-star provinces, and then took like a really good province, right? I let go of the provinces that were like cheap and like useless. Then I took the populated provinces of Saudi Arabia, right? That was my strategy here. Okay, and then that's why it looks weird. But if you notice, their factories are now at 11,000 from their previous 60,000 was always what it was. So that's why I took all the mainly populated areas. So it's not about the provinces necessarily. It's like if you take the population away, it's over. Like they can't fight. So they might be big still. They might look big, but it's actually weak. Meanwhile, Nigeria declared war on me for some reason. So again, as routine, got all of their neighbors to declare war on them. Even Gabon, and Togo, and Burkina Faso, and Chad. Okay, yeah, you get the idea. I forgot they had territories in Libya, so I even got Libya to attack them. And I was hoping Libya was just gonna retake their territory, but no, they could not. And so I earned a little bit more money, and then focused on assimilating the Saudi territories, because of course they're very valuable territories. Let's be honest. And I noticed that Pakistan was fighting Iran, and so what I did was I made Afghanistan attack Pakistan so that Pakistan started losing, and Iran would be able to push deeper into Pakistan, meaning that more of Iran's troops would be in Pakistan because they're pushing deeper in, making it easier for me to invade Iran. This is a fucking chess. No, not chess. Just. What's the word for it? What's it? 4-dimensional chess. Yes, 4-dimensional chess type strategies, bro. Also, I noticed that China was invading India. Pretty insane war. Anyways, so I started invading Iran. And there was very little opposition. And again, I get how you guys mentioned that, I mentioned earlier, I don't attack countries when they're at war with someone else. But I did not trigger this war. Let's make that clear. Okay? This war was completely natural. AI's decision. So, me, I'm taking advantage of it. That's all. Okay? Anyways, I invade, I'd taken over half of Iran by this point, before they actually started giving resistance. And then I think that is Pakistan. Okay, yeah, Pakistan started pushing back, but then Afghanistan was quick to take their gains in Iran, and then I was quick to take their losses to Iran. So, okay, whatever. Look. I was just taking over Iran. Okay, I was just taking it over pretty fast, very very quickly, and so I'd made it all the way to their old border with Pakistan, and so I checked how far I needed to go, I checked how much, and I realized that I was exactly at that point. And so I tried to annex, but last day I did not let me. So I just took the rest of the territory, and then proceeded to do the peace deal. And this time I did the same strategy I did with the Saudi Arabia. I took away some of the lesser weaker provinces, and then just took the more populated ones. And so now both Iran and Saudi Arabia were left pretty weak. And I decided to try just annexing Saudi Arabia, but they said no. Gotta respect the will to fight, honestly. But yeah, they said no for some reason, and so I just I moved my army straight from Iran all the way to Saudi Arabia. All those troops just started migrating from Iran, and then. And also, I used the newly assimilated Saudi territories to invade Saudi Arabia. Kind of ironic, honestly. Yeah, use the Saudi. Yeah, okay. Anyways, I also didn't forget to assimilate Iran, because it's you have to assimilate everything in this game. And then all of a sudden, Azerbaijan invades me. Now, even though they were part of the required territories, I'm like, okay, listen, I'm not doing this right now. And so I made peace with them for now, and I would have obviously come back for them later, obviously. And so then I proceed to just check if my army's all around, and then invade Saudi Arabia. And invade Saudi Arabia. The invasion goes pretty well. I mean, like, of course it's gonna actually no. Yeah, of course it's gonna go well. Okay, they have like 11,000 factories. What are they gonna do? But they do actually manage to push back like one province. Yeah, one province they managed to push back. So like, congratulations, I guess. But yeah, no, everywhere else it was just collapsing. So I don't know. I don't know what else you can. There's nothing. There's nothing. And then I let them keep that one province until the very end of the war. But yeah, and so just like that, I annexed all of Saudi, right? Took it. I took it all over, and so I got everyone to like assemble, like Audible. No, not Audible. It's Avengers Assemble, but like whatever. I got everyone to assemble in Riyadh, for like a group meeting, I guess. I don't know, but while I assimilated the rest of Saudi Arabia. Saudi territory because the war, and so I got them all to just line up on the border of Azerbaijan, because you guys remember earlier, as they tried to attack us. Like, you can't let them get away with that. Actually, no, wait, what? Oh right, no, my bad. Shit, kind of spoiled that part. But I threatened annexation on one of the Azeri province that I wanted, and so they denied it. Right, that was my initial plan, and then they denied it. So I raised the whole ass army from Iran to retake it, and then I asked them politely again, but they said no. So I'm like, fuck this, you're going down, and proceeded to just you guys I you know what? Have 1 minute of silence for Azerbaijan right now. And so we took them over. And I realized that part of their country was in Turkmenistan, but I didn't give a shit. So I just took the one province I needed, but then I took everything else too, because I had an idea in mind. I kept the one province I needed because I needed to form the nation, but I decided to re-release Azerbaijan. No, I tried. I thought of a Nagorno-Karabakh Republic, but then I realized that's wrong territory. So I decided to release Azerbaijan, but since the only version of them free was the communist one, I decided just why not, and then I released Azerbaijan, and like made the capital Baku. So now there were two Azerbaijans in this world, one communist and one not. Which, I mean, I don't know. I found that kind of funny. North Korea, South Korea type thing. Right? I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, so now with the Azerbaijan province, Azerbaijan province now secured, I decided to move to Turkey. However, Armenia attacked me, and I just like took them out immediately, and so I got Azerbaijan in the war, and then I decided to make the peace deal and just give it to Azerbaijan because I'm like, no, I don't want this. I was like, the mindset was like, they're my puppet now, so I can just make them stronger as a good buffer against Russia in the future, at least, And so then I looked over and I remembered that Iran is here. And so I decided to, I started raising an army to potentially invade Iran. And then at some point, after a while, I decide that like maybe, wait, no, do I? Is this the point where I decide, wait, no, hold on a second. I don't want to spoil anything, right? Okay, never mind. Yeah. This is the point where I decide to just annex Iran, like all of Iran, and then they accept. And so I puppet them and like give them the Pakistani territory they took over. That's all I gave them, and then so I now have all of Iran, and so I use the troops that I assembled for the invasion, and I just put them all on the Turkish border. So now they're all my troops, the massive ass armies, just on the Turkish border, just waiting. They're all on standby, and as I of course assimilate Iran, can't have an age of civilizations game without this. And of course, assimilate other provinces as well, because apparently the AI thought 98% stability wasn't enough. So then I realized that Russia was invading Turkey, and like, I would lose Turkey if Russia invaded them completely. So I got Ukraine to attack Russia so that Turkey could easily invade into Russia, allowing me to invade into Turkey. At least, I mean, before, of course, I game saved, of course. But yeah, I invade Turkey, and then, yeah, just attack them quickly. And there's even a rebellion, and like, for me, right, I'm just like, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit there's a rebellion, and I just declare war on the rebellion as well. Funny enough. And then I just use that and conquer, right? Yeah, okay. And then I continue pushing, really. I just push into Turkey, and they can't really do anything to defend against me because all their troops are in Russia, stupidly. But no. So they can't do anything. And so I even send a bunch of people all the way to like the other side of Turkey, like the European part of Turkey, just so they can, take Istanbul faster. Because I was like, why not? Like, normally I don't do naval invasions. I don't. I try to avoid them where possible. But like here, I was just like, there's no way this is failing now. And I just continue to press on. Yeah. And I realized I even left a gap in the lines, but whatever. That doesn't matter. So yeah, Turkey was soon enough sufficiently conquered and destroyed. So I took them over completely. Then I was like, I took half their country exactly. I left their province, like the Georgian one, which they took from, I assume, their war with Georgia that happened some time ago. And I basically just sliced Turkey in half. And literally cut them in half all the way until Ankara. So like Ankara was just now the border city. No longer like the center of Turkey. So yeah. Anyways, I'll look over the other side, and like I spend the next couple of minutes just assimilating these provinces. And I noticed that like Russia started pushing back, which I'm sure had absolutely nothing to do with me invading and taking half of Turkey. I'm sure it had nothing to do. And so I start assimilating. As I was waiting, this is mainly just as I was waiting for the peace deal to end, just assimilating random provinces. And then I continue waiting. I'm like, okay, 7 turns left, so it's all good. There's a rebellion for a short while, but then, they collapse, obviously, right? And then I realize now I have to defend Turkey on 2 sides. So now instead of just attacking them on my own, I get Turkey to invade Azerbaijan so that Azerbaijan asks me for help, and then I invade on their behalf. I know, it sounds funny, but you might wonder why I did that, okay? And it's because, listen, if an enemy nation attacks your vassal, and your vassal will call for help, right? If you deny their request, it decreases your relationship with the vassal by like 15 points. But if you respond with help, it'll increase it by 10 points. So that's what I was doing there, increasing the relationship with the vassal. So yeah, that's mainly why I did that. So if you guys were wondering. Meanwhile, Turkey was just like, it seemed like they had abandoned their home. Erdogan was going for, like new Turkish empire, but in Russia, obviously. And the Turks actually managed to push through Azerbaijan into Turkey somehow, which I was very confused about because Azerbaijan had some decent forces just there. But then I was like, fuck, I need to do this myself. Because what happened was, I couldn't make peace with keep peace with Turkey because Azerbaijan wouldn't let me until Turkey was dead. That's how the AI is. And so Azerbaijan just kept pushing into both Russia and Turkey. And so when Azerbaijan wouldn't move, I gave them money. And I'm like, here, just fucking go. Like, take the fucking money and just invade. And then they did. And finally they took out Turkey. And so I made peace, gave them their chunk of land that they wanted, and they continued their war with Russia. Meanwhile, I formed the Middle East Empire. Finally formed it. And first thing, okay, it looks pretty nice, I know. First thing I did, I gave back the province to Azerbaijan. And then, after I give back the province to Azerbaijan, I look over at Russia and see the other Azerbaijan invading them too. So now Russia is at war with both Azerbaijans, which is, I'm sorry, I find that funny. Anyways, so I take my troops away from Turkey, put them in Baghdad because Baghdad's more of like a central location, to this empire. And then I assimilate the rest of Turkey. Now, the reason I'm not ending the video right here, there's a reason for that. And I wanted to make sure, to finish the assimilation process completely. Because this video is only part 1 in a series. See, part 2 is coming up. And you guys, I'm pretty sure you guys will like to see what will happen in part 2. So see you guys next time. Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.